Hey, what's up guys? It is Silver Slayer. We are back for part 4 of the complete guide to silver stacking. So this video is going to go a lot more in depth into silver stacking. We're going to go a little bit over maintenance, exit strategies, watching the markets, good times to sell, reinvesting some profits, and just certain things you can do on with your silver investing, and in different ways to branch out, because there is so many different ways you can buy silver, and there's so many different ways you can diversify within your stack, and it can be a little overwhelming, especially if you're new, when you don't even know the different options you have. So today we're just gonna talk a little bit about different things you can do, and hopefully by the end of the video you will be able to get an idea on what you think is best for you, because like I said in previous videos, it's definitely a personal choice, and it really depends on several different factors. Some people's financial situations are different, some people's buying and selling times are different, so one person might be selling to just make a quick buck in a couple of years and flip all their stuff, and someone else might be holding off and not planning to sell for 15 or 20 years, so their buying strategies are going to be a little different. So we're just going to talk about some different things, and let's try to see if we can spark some good conversation and teach you guys some stuff. So first off, I guess with the beginning of this part 4 series, we'll talk about a little bit of maintenance. When you're maintaining your stack over time, it's gonna get to a point where you'll be able to tell what type of stacker you are just by what you've bought. So look at the portion of your stack. Is it mainly bullion, or is it more numismatic stuff with higher premiums, and are you choosing it to be that way? Is that just, if you just done a lot of impulse buys and it kind of just happened that way, or are you purposely trying to go more of a bullion stacker way because you're more of a stack and hold stacker and you want more weight? Or are you purposely trying to have a little bit more of a collector value with higher premium stuff, in the thought of you might flip it in a couple years? And if you're just doing this off of randomness, then you might want to relook on what your beliefs are and what you want to do with your stack, because it can't, if you're a bullion stacker, but if you have mainly bullion stuff, but you're not in this for the long haul and you're just kind of wanting to flip in a couple of years, you might want to look into reevaluating what types of coins you're buying, because bullion would not be the best choice for a flipper type situation, since spot price can take so long to go up. But with pandas and stuff like that, it can dramatically increase within a couple of years. So just look into that and make sure your stack is balanced accordingly to how you want, or how you're looking to sell in the future. But also, when you're buying, you want to make sure you have fiat on the side, only because I know we talk about how fiat currency is bad and it's worthless and all this, but right now that is the most liquid way of exchange and to be able to purchase things that you want and need. Silver is not the most liquid thing at the moment. So if you have a car bill, or your car breaks down, or a hospital bill, or some type of emergency, and you have all your money in silver, then you're not going to get very far, and you might have to sell a lot of your silver at a loss just to be able to get enough liquid currency to be able to complete what your emergency or situation is. So make sure you're stacking fiat on the side. I've seen a couple different people, including myself, I've done this, is where I'm so hyped on silver and so just ready and so much confidence in it that I will literally spend my last dollar on all silver, just in hopes that it's going to blow up overnight, and I'll just, have that win the lottery type mind state. But then something comes up and I have no fiat currency to be able to afford or fix the situation I'm in, so I've had to sell some of my silver. And anytime you're selling your silver when you're not really ready to, it's usually at a loss. So it's really unfortunate. And actually a guy named Zach Silverstacks made a video about this where he went really hard into buying for 1 month and didn't have any on the fiat on the side, and he had a car problem, so he had to sell a tube of Eagles, and he just was talking about how hard that was for him, and how he was talking about he's gonna set a month or two aside for him to just stack a lot of dollars back up, so he will never have to go through that situation again. And it was a perfect example of this. You want to make sure that you still do have dollar bills, because right now that is the most liquid thing, and you have to remember that. So there's also different types of way to store your silver. You guys see these. I usually use these black gasket capsules. I've made a couple different videos talking about the different sizes you need. These are the direct original mint cap. These came with the coin. They're in the original mint capsule from the mint, and they wiggle a lot. So if you want your coins to be more snug in the coin without the rattling, see how that rattles? Then you're going to want the black gaskets, because these do not rattle at all. These are perfectly snug, pushed up against the sides of the coin, and do not rattle whatsoever. So I've made several different videos on this, and I've posted a lot of different links where you can buy from. There's also other types of storage, like you guys see this NGC holder right here. This fits all your slabbed coins. It fits 20 coins, and these are slabs, by the way, too. This is what NGC and PCGS use to store their graded coins. Now you guys can see the different grades. MS70 is a perfect. You can see that's a 69, and this is a 70. And by the way, PCGS and NGC do have different grading specs. So, but you see they fit directly in there, just like that. You can just stack all your coins up in there. It's pretty convenient, especially if you're more of a numismatic type person that needs better storage. So you guys can get this. I think this was like, I forget how much, but you can buy used ones for a lot cheaper than if you want a brand new holder. And there's also capsule tubes. As you can see, these coins, they fit tubes of 20, so it fits 20 capsules. Now these, they do make tubes for coins that aren't in capsules, just in the raw coin. They're a little smaller. These capsule tubes have to be bigger, since obviously the capsule is wider than the coin, as you can see. And for the original mint caps, where see how these two coins, even though these are both the same size coins, I think they're 40 millimeters each. See how this capsule is bigger, because the black ring on the outside makes it bigger. So these two, even though they're the same size coin, these fit different capsule holders. So I've made a video talking about the exact sizes you need for both. These are the I model, the bigger black gasket capsules, and then this is called the H model, where it fits the direct fit airtights. So those are some different capsule tubes. They even make capsule tubes for very small coins. As you can see, I have my little 10th ounce of gold, and this is another capsule tube that fits this 10th ounce gold piece perfectly, and it's just really cool. And they even make the black gasket for it. So several different ways to store your silver and gold, and also make sure you have tarnish strips or something in there to slow the toning process down, because that can greatly depreciate the value of your silver as well, and no one ever wants that. So we also want to make sure we're stacking wisely and on a budget, only because silver can be very addicting. I'm definitely addicted to silver, and if I don't put a budget aside, then I will end up spending a lot more than I can afford. Even, just because I have enough money to buy that amount of silver doesn't mean I can afford it. Those are two different things. So just because I have enough money to buy 30 ounces of silver right now does not mean I can afford to buy 30 ounces of silver right now. Maybe I can only afford to buy 5 or 10 ounces because the rest of that money is should be going somewhere else, that maybe it's a bill or whatever the case is. So always remember that, and remember that silver, you just you can be patient with it. You can put off buying for a couple weeks, and maybe that will pay off too as well. You never know when maybe spot price will drop down a little bit and you'll save yourself some money. So also make sure you're staying on track with wise purchases. When you're buying silver, it's really easy to get distracted. If you're watching a lot of YouTube videos, maybe you were a bullion stacker and you start seeing people with all these really nice kookaburras and all that, and even though you're a bullion stacker at heart, you think silver is mainly just silver and anything after that is just a stamp, and you're wasting your money if you're spending any money on numismatic stuff. So make sure you stay on track with what you believe in, and because it really is really easy to get distracted and start making very not wise purchases, uneducated purchases, where you're buying stuff and you realize that you probably shouldn't have bought that, and it's too late to return it, because if you return it, it will be sold at a loss, and you've kind of dug yourself in a hole when it could have been spent on something more wise. So just remember to make educated purchases. Always, when you're looking at a purchase, make sure you know the history, what the patterns of what that coin does. Does that coin every 4 years appreciate a little bit? Does that coin, what does the mintage of that coin have? Are there lower mintage numbers? Are there higher mintage numbers? Does that coin do better when it's graded? If it's in a 70 grade, how many years does it take till it really starts to jump up? Is there a market? Do a lot of people collect this coin where there will be a high demand with the supply? Are they sold out of a lot of places? So these are all things you want to look at when you're buying coins, because it can greatly play a role in how profitable your stack is. So now we're going to be talking about exit strategies a little bit. So with exit strategies, the most beneficial thing I learned to do was to go to my local coin shop and ask him what he buys, because your local coin shop, not the We Buy Gold places they have at the malls and stuff like that, and not even really a pawn shop. I'm talking about coin shops where the owner actually knows the value of silver and isn't just trying to rip your throat out, where he'll actually pay you spot price or close to spot. So go to your local coin shop and ask him what he likes to buy and sell the most. See, my local coin shop, he doesn't really care for higher premium stuff like pandas and these dragon and phoenixes. He might have a couple, but he's more into bullion. He's a firm believer that silver is silver, and it's gonna be when it does increase, he believes it's going to be gone off weight, and numismatic value will be thrown out the window. So he likes eagles. So I made sure that a large portion of my stack is specifically based around eagles, because that means whenever I need to liquefy or sell any of my stack quickly, I have an outlet. Anytime I need, if I was in an emergency and I didn't have enough funds, I can quickly go to him, sell him my eagles, and get the money like that within the blink of an eye. Where if I was buying other stuff that he doesn't really buy, then I would have to wait. I wouldn't have the accessibility to quickly get my stack off into fiat or whatever currency I'm looking for. I would have to put my coins online, wait until I find a buyer that's willing to pay the price I feel the coins are worth, and then that whole process of shipping it, and then it takes a week to get to your house, and then the funds have to process through your bank, and it just takes a lot longer of a process. So make sure that a portion of your stack can be quickly sold that even that day, because in an emergency situation you don't have time to wait 2 or 3 weeks to get money. Sorry. You don't have 2 or 3 weeks to wait to get money, to get your money or your funds. You need to make sure that you have a source where you can quickly go and flip your silver as fast as possible, and that's why local coin shops are so crucial to make, that plays a role into your silver stacking. And then you can build friendships with them. You might be able to get better deals, and also you got to remember he can be your potential buyer in the future. So if you guys build a strong relationship, he can trust you, and he could be the one that buys all of your silver off you at a price that you're more comfortable with, compared to someone you don't know that's just trying to rip you off or get you for as low as possible. Also, when it comes to selling, you want to figure out how you're going to sell, in terms of, are you going to sell in person? Is it going to be a portion to your local coin shop? Is it going to be all to your local coin shop? Are you going to sell it online? What site online? What is the best site right now to sell online? Is it eBay? eBay does have eBay fees and PayPal fees. Maybe it's Craigslist. Maybe it's Amazon. Do your research. What's the time frame you're looking in to sell? Are you going to sell in 4 to 5 years? Are you looking to sell as retirement once you get older? See, I'm 24, so my goal is to sell all of my silver when I'm around 50 years old. If silver stays in a normal price range without blowing up in between that time, then that might have to be adjusted. But if silver kind of keeps doing what it does, hopefully by the time I'm 50, it will get to a price where I can slowly sell off my stack as a means of retirement. That might not be the case, but that's kind of what I'm preparing for. But I also am preparing for it to, go different directions as well. So I'm always prepared, and I'm always diversified enough to, no matter what happens, I'm going to be safe with my stack, and it will always be profitable. So you just want to think about that. What does your stack look like right now? Is your stack based off of a SHTF situation, or is your stack based off of more you're gonna have to sell online if you want to sell all your silver? There's no way you can sell this in person, because all of it has a lot more of a numismatic value, and it can't be sold at spot price. So you're gonna have to find someone who individually wants your specific coins, and so on and so forth. So that's just something to think about. And also look for the dips and the jumps in the market. I don't really watch the market daily, but on a weekly basis I'll check what it's doing. Unless I'm going to make a purchase, then I would check. But you always want to make sure that it's there's not always a right time to buy. Sometimes you might want to wait a week or two, just looking at the markets and understanding what's happening in the economy. Maybe there's something going on that puts silver up high, so you might want to wait a couple weeks for it to go back down and then place your purchase, because it does add up. Even though it might drop down 50 or 60 cents, if you're buying several ounces, that will definitely add up and play a part. And that also goes with selling as well. You don't want to sell when silver is really low. Maybe you want to wait and wait to see it jump up, and maybe something's happening in the economy where it can push silver up, and then maybe that's your opportunity to sell. So you guys got to remember, I think it was 2011, silver was at almost $50 an ounce. So it's that was not that long ago. That was only 6 years ago. So you got to think, silver doesn't always stay around the $18 range. I feel like a lot of people are so used to it being around the $18 range, they forget that it does tend to jump up sometimes, and it kind of gets swept under the rug. So mainly I'm going to wrap up this video now. The key things is balancing your portfolio within yourself, diversifying, study your coins, do the research to make educated buys, because it is very it can be very confusing, but it is also very simple. Just find out what you believe in, what you think silver is going to do, and buy your stack accordingly. So just figure out what your stack is doing right now, and if you agree with that, and if you don't agree with it, that's not a bad thing. Just start. You can adjust it by just starting to buy different types of stuff. That happened to me actually. I was really into numismatic stuff. I was buying a lot of pandas and these graded coins, and I realized I had no bullion. So now 2017, I'm starting to buy a lot more junk silver. I'm going to keep buying eagles. I'm going to start buying a little bit of bars. I'm still going to buy my pandas on the side, but the bulk of my purchases are going to be more bullion because I need to adjust my stack a little bit more just for me to diversify within myself. So hope you guys enjoyed this. This was the end of the 4-part video series. Make sure you go, if you haven't seen the first 3 parts, go check those out as well. I will post all 3 links in the description. I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if it helped you, and also subscribe for more videos like this. I do unboxings, I do poll videos, I do Q&As, I do giveaways, I do video series, I do everything. So make sure you guys support my channel, and also support everyone else out there in the silver community that's putting time and effort to help everyone. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys for the next video. Peace.